Okay, and number 7 is minimize the small things.
Yeah, then that's dangerous. That's dangerous. When we say minimize the small things, what we're saying is you start to overlook the small things that annoy you or that create problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
And that's where you slowly start to lose that connection and that fire. Welcome to Doing It with the Daniels, the podcast where we navigate life, marriage, and ministry. I'm Charles.
And I'm Tisa. Join us as we share insights, wisdom, and practical advice to strengthen your marriage, empower your life, and enrich your ministry.
Let's dive in together and discover the joys of doing it with the Daniels. Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Doing It with the Daniels, where we help couples get it on in life, marriage, and ministry. We're so glad to have you join us today. I'm with my wife, Tisa, and we are ready to jump in and share some great information with you guys. What you got today, baby? What are we talking about?
So today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons couples lose the spark in their relationship.
Oh, 7 reasons couples lose the spark. I think that's good.
That is great.
I think a lot of couples lose the spark and never regain it. Some do regain it, but I think for those that don't or don't know how, especially early on in your relationship, you kind of wonder when we get to that place where the butterflies are gone and all of the excitement of marriage has kind of waned. What do you do next?
Right.
You know, how do you keep the spark alive?
Yeah. I don't think they understand that when you're dating, you're naturally doing these things, right?
Yep.
And so when you come into a marriage, you're supposed to keep doing these things. But I think, like you said, you get comfortable with each other and you kind of like stop doing those things because you're living together, you're seeing each other every day and you're doing life. And so you just get in this routine of just doing everyday life together. So
yeah, I think we're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And so as creatures of habit, it's very easy to just get in, like you said, that routine and you get lost in the routine. Everything works in the routine.
Right.
Everything seems normal in the routine, but you don't realize in the routine, you're losing something in the relationship.
Right.
And so you have to be intentional. I think that's the key word. It takes intentionality.
It does.
You have to be intentional about keeping that spark alive, intentional about the butterfly. If you want butterflies, you got to create butterflies.
Exactly.
They don't come naturally at that stage of the relationship.
But it's so crazy because we're intentional when we're dating.
Yep.
When we're dating, we're going out to eat, we're going to the movies, we're spending time together, we're doing all these things. So why is it when we get married, we feel like we don't have to do these things?
I think it's when you first started something new and something fresh, you're excited about it, but then you get used to the person.
Yeah.
And you don't think it's as important, but it really is.
It really is. Yeah.
So let's jump in. Let's get started and help them.
Okay, so the first one we have is they stop communicating with each other.
Oh, that's good. I think that's vitally important because you can go through the routine of life.
Yeah.
And you can be talking. Like some people think we still communicate. Yeah, you're talking.
But you're talking about life.
Yeah.
You're talking about work. You're talking about if you have kids. You're talking about kids. So you're not talking to communicate. You're just talking.
Yeah.
Not to really get to know each other.
Hey, honey, how was work today?
Yeah.
Fine. It's like, okay, that's it. What are we having for dinner?
Or you're telling them about like stuff that's happening at work. I know men hate that, right? They don't want a wife to come home and tell them all the issues that they have that going on at the job.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can get lost in doing those things and not really connecting to your spouse.
Yeah. And I will say this. Women do like to come home, share what went on in their day, their job. And men just have to learn to realize that that's an opportunity to communicate, because really what she's doing is she's being transparent. She's being vulnerable. She's being open about her day, her frustrations, what's going on, what people are doing. And what I had to learn this. She wants you to agree with her. If she mad at her coworker, she wants you to be mad too.
She wants you to tell you she right.
Yeah, and I learned that just listening to you talk about, this is going on at work. And I used to be like, who cares? Because I'm really easygoing. I'm like, who cares? I don't want to hear that.
None about that.
But
or you would always tell me that this is why it's going on, because you are not stepping up and you're not saying what needs to be said. You're going along, and that's like, I didn't want to hear none of that.
I was trying to give you solutions to the problem.
And solution was be confrontational. It was just different stuff that I wasn't comfortable with. So I was like, yeah, I can't talk to him about work.
Yeah. But when I learned that that's just a space for us to connect.
Yeah.
And so when you come home, I can't believe he did that. I was like, I can't believe that. That's crazy. and you was like, that's what I'm saying. And so once I started trying to fix the problem and just had that communication time with you, just to walk through it, it began to be a time for us to connect instead of me being like, I don't want to hear that. Yeah. And here's the solution, just fix it. And you being like, he's not listening, so I don't want to talk to him. Yeah. He was just, okay,
I think
get it out.
When you did switch, I think I was more ready to receive what you did have to say if you said anything versus you just giving me solutions because I felt like you were actually listening to me. So
I think like we said, communication, if you stop communicating, that's going to be a breakdown of all the areas of your relationship. So you have to communicate, talk to each other, not just about random stuff, but really talking to each other, talking about
what's going on with each other.
Yeah, enter each other's world is how I like to say it. Enter your partner's world, really get to know them. Find out what they're thinking, what they're thinking about, how they're feeling about life, how they're feeling about the marriage, how do they feel about the children, how do they feel about just everything going on, how do they feel about themselves. Like most couples don't talk about like, how do you feel about you? Right. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing?
What are your goals? You know, what do you want to do in life? Because we change when we get married. We continue to evolve. We continue to change. So it's always good because your spouse is not going to be the same person they were when you first met or when you first got married. So things are going to change. They're going to change. Their likes going to change. Their dislikes. Because I remember one thing I think I used to say I liked flowers, right? But then when you started buying me flowers, I was like, I don't like flowers no more.
Yeah, I think I bought you flowers maybe once or twice early on. And you was like, it was cute the first time. But then you was like, I really don't like flowers. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like them no more.
And that's when I had to switch out and find something you did like. And that's when I started doing like edible arrangements. I was like, oh, I've never had a problem with edible arrangements because you love fruit.
I love fruit. Yeah.
So it's just getting to know your spouse, staying in tune with what's going on and communication. Right. As well as awareness. Communication is a big part, but also just being aware, watching how they change plays a big role. Yeah. So I think communication is key.
It is very
in keeping
vital.
Things going. Yeah.
Just deep communication, like we said earlier, not surface level.
Definitely. All right.
So number 2 is they stop dating.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
That is a big one.
Because I think you can get so caught up in the routine of life, of doing just doing life together with kids and, having a job and just going to work every day, coming home, doing the same things, the cooking, the cleaning, and it can just get tedious and mundane and boring.
Boring, yes, that's the word.
Very, very boring. And so you stop dating one another. And it's like you don't remember that the things that you did when before you got married, you need to do those things again.
Isn't it crazy how easily you just like start doing marriage life and the routine of life and you forget, hey, we need to enjoy life at the same time. Because when you're dating somebody, all you're thinking about is having a good time. Yeah. You're not thinking about paying bills, going to work. You're thinking about, I want to have a good time with this person. I want to
spend time with this person. I can't wait to see this person. What we doing? We going here. We going there. So, and I think for us, we got into that web of not dating, just doing life. And it was kind of crazy for us.
Yeah. Like you said, it became mundane. Yeah. It became boring. Yeah. And I mean, both of us, we kind of hit that place of our marriage. Our relationship was like just blah. Yeah. It was like no excitement to it, no liveliness to it. And then we started to notice how it affected us. We were just kind of disengaged.
Life,
We became, I like to say it like this, we became roommates. In a sense. We weren't roommates, but you start to feel that roommate feeling of, and I was like, I didn't get married to have a roommate. I got married to have a wife. And he was like, I got married to have a husband. Yeah. So we had to do something. And what did we do? We planned a date.
We did plan a date. Yeah. But, I think for us, you have to make sure that you don't put expectation on whose job it is to do the dating schedule. And so I was looking for you to plan all the dates. And you was like, just whatever we going to do, you just let me know. And I'm just like, I just felt like I wasn't good at that. Doing that. So we had to work through all of that. Who's going to plan the dates? How we're going to do it? Where we're going to put it on the calendar and all of that. But we realized that we had to plan ahead in order to do it.
Yeah. And dating can be simple. Yeah. It can be inexpensive or it can be extravagant. Yeah. It's really up to the couple, whatever they want to do. I think that's the key. Find out what your partner likes to do. What does your spouse enjoy?
Yeah.
Do that. That's what you did when you were dating.
Yeah.
Before you got married, you found out what that person liked, or you made suggestions and they said yes or no. Yes, I like that. Yeah. And that's what you did. If it's bowling can be a date.
Right.
If you like to bowl. Yeah. Skating can be a date.
I like to skate.
Yeah,
you don't like to skate,
but
you can skate.
I like the skating part. I like to skate and hold your hand, but you don't like to skate. You don't like to do a lot of it. Yeah, I want to skate backwards with the couple. Because as a kid, I couldn't skate. So growing up, when we was kids, when they did the couple skate time at the skating ring, we had to get off the floor, and I was like, man, I want to back skate with a couple, somebody. I want to be, that's all in my mind. We holding each other on the side, we just skating backwards. I'm like, yeah, smiling at each other, but.
See, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm just trying to roll.
You just want to skate.
I want, some old school music or something, and I'm ready. So
you said some old school what?
Old school.
Some music.
Did I say that? Memphis coming out. Old school music.
You said it like Glorilla, that music.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, anything can be a date. Skating. Going to the park. Or just staying home, Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
That couples should be Netflix and chilling, having a great time.
Married couples.
Married couples.
Yeah.
Married couples. Netflix and chilling. If you ain't married, you can Netflix, but don't chill, okay?
So it's just so many things you can do. Going out to eat.
We do car dates. And people are like, what's a car date? It's where we go get some food. And we go back to the car, and we sit in the car, and we eat, and we talk. And we just talk about us.
Yeah.
We try to avoid children.
Yeah.
We try to avoid work. We try to avoid, even with pastors, we try to avoid talking about ministry.
Yeah.
We just talk about us and what we want and what we're enjoying about life and what we want to change. Yeah. What our goals are. We just talk about us and have a good time. And I think, that's vital for us as a couple. I enjoy it.
Well, when did it turn for us a couple years ago when we were kind of not seeing eye to eye and not dating? And
yeah, it just took that turn. I think that one time when it kind of just was like things really got out of balance with our relationship. And we was like, we got to do something.
Yeah.
And that's when we went to Applebee's. That was our spot. We went to Applebee's and we got something to eat. And even when we went there, we both had attitudes. It was just like, whatever. Like, I ain't thinking about you ain't thinking about me. What are we trying to do here?
Yeah.
But we sat there and we ate and we started talking. And out of that, back to communication. Yeah. And out of us communicating and talking, the walls came down. We began to open up. And we just began to reminisce about when we started dating, we reminisce about when we were single, and we talked about our life experiences.
When we were in high school, things that went on, things we dated, things we did, like little crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I just remember us just having a great time, sitting there, laughing, talking, and just really just enjoying one another.
Yeah, we did. I think that was a defining moment that really changed things for us when we started to realize we need to do this more often.
Yeah.
We need to be intentional about this because we need this in our relationship.
Yeah.
We need this in order to keep us connected and to keep that fire and that spark there. Otherwise, it can get real boring. Like I said, with children and work. And I mean, that's a majority of your day.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning with the hustle and bustle of getting to work, getting children to school, taking children to the daycare, whatever you have to do. Then you go work all day. You're away from your spouse. Then you get home. You got to go by the store, whatever. You come home. You're prepared to cook. You got to do homework with the kids or get them settled or just manage them. Then you got to clean them, get them in the bed. You really don't have time for each other. It's very easy to say we don't have time for each other.
Right.
But you have to be intentional about making time.
That's right.
And that's what the dates are about. The dates are about making time and being together with one another.
And we made time that day. I think we stayed at that restaurant for hours.
Till they closed. They had to literally put us out. But we laughed, we cried. I mean, I was like laughing till I cried. Yeah.
It was just so much funny stuff that, was going on. But it was really good. And I think it was like another level of connection for us.
And it made me feel good to make you laugh like that just by telling you those experiences that I've had and telling you my story.
You know what? And I think the good thing is I got to know you on another level.
That's, I think that was key. We got to know each other. We were vulnerable.
Yeah.
We were transparent. We were open.
Yeah.
And it just, it made for a great encounter or a time of engagement for you and I. And it was a reconnecting and a reigniting of the fire of our relationship.
Yeah. And it was good.
Yes.
All right. They stopped flirting.
Ooh, come on.
I'm not good at this.
Yeah, but you gotta flirt. Like, I'm great at flirting.
Yeah.
I enjoy flirting with you. You gotta flirt with your spouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how do you flirt? Because a lot of people might not.
I don't know. It comes
flirting.
natural. I just can't. Well, I just play with you. I kind of pick with you. That's a part of me flirting.
Yeah.
Just touching you, making jokes with you, laughing and all of that, because rubbing your hair is flirting. All of that, whatever shows your attraction or you're giving attention to your spouse. That's a part of flirt. A smile can be flirting. A wink can be flirty. It's all in how you look at them. Yeah. Like the way you look at me now is kind of flirty.
Is it really? Okay, maybe I'm working on it.
I feel like you're kind of flirty.
I'm working on it now. Help
me. So I think couples have to find what works for them. You flirted when you first met them, most couples. So figure out how to flirt now that you're married. Like, your spouse still wants to feel special. Yeah. They still want to feel like you're attracted to them. They still want to feel like you're giving them attention, even after you got the ring.
That's good.
And you done signed the license and we in the house together. Do you still like me? Like, flirting says, I still like you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Love said, love is I'm paying these bills and we, I'm taking care of you, providing for you, for men, yeah. But I like you when I flirt with you. And so people want to feel liked. I know you love me, but I want to feel liked by you. I want to feel, liked? I want to feel, well, I'm just saying, when you flirt with me, I feel liked. I want to feel like you're attracted to me and all that. And flirting kind of communicates that. So,
or you can affirmations. Is that not flirting?
Yeah,
like, you look nice today.
Compliments. Yes, giving compliments. All of that. Okay. I think all that plays a role. I think people just have to find what works for them. How they flirt, because people flirt different. Yeah. Some people are very playful in their flirting. Some people I've seen flirt and I'd be like, oh, that's flirting. That's how y'all flirt? Okay.
It's different.
Yeah. I mean,
it worked for them.
Yeah, it worked for them. So, you just got to figure out what works for you as a couple, and do that. But I think it's necessary. Okay. I think that playfulness, that lightheartedness of the relationship needs to be maintained.
Yeah, I think making each other laugh too is a part of it. 100%. I do good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be real silly.
I do good. Okay, so number 4.
All right.
Fail to prioritize time together.
Yeah, that's a big one. You can get so caught up in making other things important that you don't make your spouse feel important. Yeah. And I think that's what we have to be careful of. Don't make work and children and hanging with the fellas or hanging with the girls or going shopping. Or even ministry. Like, you can make church can overpower your relationship. Yeah. I think early on in our relationship, because I've been in ministry since a teenager. Yeah. Even when we started the church, I was really focused on ministry, and I probably did not give the proper attention to our marriage that I needed to. And it was just, you didn't complain about it, but through counsel, through advice from others that helped to guide us and navigate that, I realized I needed to pull back from being so ministry focused and make sure I make time for my family and for my wife, and don't lose sight of that. That is my first ministry. And so that was big for me to begin to bring balance. I don't think my job has ever been no. Because when I leave, I'm gone.
No, it's ministry. It was ministry.
It was definitely ministry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't worry about work at all. Like, I'm coming to work, I'm doing my job, and when it's over, I'm out of here. I'm going home. Yeah. Yeah.
So we just need to prioritize time together. Yeah. Make time together. Put it on your calendar. Schedule time, and just make that important.
Yeah. Make sure your spouse feels important. I think that's key. Make sure they know that they're more important to you than anything else.
Okay. Number 5 is they disrespect one another.
We already on number 5? What? Yes. Oh, that's terrible.
But it happens because they're not connecting.
Yes.
And so when you don't connect, it's easy for you to be disgruntled, to get angry, just to feel like you're not loved. And so that then you get comfortable, and then you start to disrespect each other.
Yeah.
And that's just not good to be in that place. And I don't think you try to do it, but it comes out in your feelings, right? Your emotions.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
And you end up saying stuff or not really respecting, and you kind of lose that please, thank you, the nice things that you would normally say to them, and you just kind of take them for granted, I think.
Yeah.
In those moments.
I totally agree. I think when couples first get together, they bring their representative. You know, they're presenting their best self, and they want you to like them. So they're nice, they're kind, they're respectful, they're loving, they show compassion. They do all of that. But once you get married, you start to feel comfortable. And it's like, well, I got you.
Right.
You're probably not going anywhere. So if I vent some of my frustrations on you, hey, you'll be all right. Instead of maintaining that same standard of, I don't want to offend you. Because that's really what it is. When you start dating somebody, you don't want to do anything that's going to rub them the wrong way. You don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to do the wrong thing. You want to make sure they always feel comfortable, that they always see a side of you that they like. You see what I'm saying? So when you first meet them, and you're dating, that's what you're giving them.
Yeah.
When you get married, you have to maintain that. Because then you'll start to get into, well, I don't care if you see my ugly side. You bring the ugly out of me.
You're going to see it. You're going to see it because you're going to be together 24/7. You're living in the house. So. And
you start blaming that person. You the reason I'm this way. You the reason I'm mad. When, no, I'm not the reason you behave the way you behave.
Yeah.
Sure, I may have done some things that hit you the wrong way, made you upset, but that's you. That's a part of who you are. And that's where we got to navigate through all of that.
That's good.
So I think maintaining respect becomes vital.
Yeah.
And being intentional. Now, I will say this. Although we're going through 7 of these things, you're not going to always get them perfect.
Right.
Couples won't always get these perfect. But when you're aware that, okay, I'm getting off somewhere.
Right.
Adjust. And you come back around and you make those adjustments, and you begin to recover, and you strengthen those areas of your relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I don't want couples to think, well, I got to work on this, got to work on. Yeah, we're all working on all of that, and you're not going to give the same attention to everything. And sometimes you're going to have to come back around to some things and make that work out a little bit better. So I think that's good. If this is helping you all, this is encouraging you, listen, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos and our updates. And also make sure you like and share. Share this video, and comment below. Tell us, what do you think? We want to hear from you. We want to hear how this is impacting you and how it's touching your life. So share that with us, all right? Come on. What number are we on?
Number 6. Lose spontaneity.
Ooh,
that's good.
That is good. That is good.
So I think when couples lose that, it's the little things, right? So it's the little things. It's the I'm thinking about you. It's getting to know what they like and going by the store and just picking it up for them. Or if you know that there's something that they want, it doesn't have to be anything that costs a lot of money, but it's just a small thing saying, I'm thinking about you. And it's like you're just doing it just random. It's at random. It's not, their birthday. It's not, the holiday, Valentine's Day or anything like that. It's just I'm thinking about you, and I just want to do something nice for you today.
And people don't realize just how much of an impact that it has on the relationship.
It's huge.
Because, like we said before, people do it when they're dating.
Yeah.
Why not do it
while you're married?
Yes.
Exactly.
It has the same impact.
Same.
Just because, for the brothers, just because you marry her don't mean she stopped liking to receive gifts. She still wants you to give her nice things. She still want flowers. She still want edible arrangements. She still want jewelry. She still wants shoes.
This for the men, it doesn't have to be anything expensive.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's the thought that counts. It's like, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
Especially if you know that they're having a bad day, they're going through some things. That's something small. If you know what they like, you know some things that I like. And so when you come back from the store, what I say? You give me some?
Give me some, yeah.
You be like, no. I'll be like, man, I just want to know, like, you in the store, did you think about me?
Yeah.
Did you see something that I like? Did you pick anything up? It's simple as that.
I think that's the key. It shows that you're thinking about that person.
Yeah.
And that's all they want to know, that you're thinking about me. I remember when you used to go to the store, you would always bring stuff home for the kids. And they would just go crazy. Like, it got to a point where they always expected you to walk in and have something for them. They would, what you bring me? And I'm looking at them like, what you mean? What we bring? Everybody bring you nothing. But you would pick something up. If it was a piece of candy, if it was a little toy, it was just something. And they would get so excited over that one little thing. Yeah. And I think spouses should even learn from that.
Right.
We ain't nothing but big kids.
Exactly.
We kids that grew up, right?
Yeah.
And we still like to receive things. Yeah. If it's a box of candy.
Yeah.
You see
Your
what I'm saying?
favorite candy.
Yeah. It says, I was thinking about you.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be something simple that they like that you can get. And, hey, it's the thought.
It's the thought that counts. Something small. And sometimes I think people think that has to be expensive. It has to be something big. And it doesn't have to be.
Not at all. And I told a guy the other day to write a letter to his wife.
Yeah.
Write a love note. Just tell her how much you love her and how much you appreciate her as a wife, as a mother, and all she does for the family. Yeah. And I said, just put it in her car so that when she gets in her car to go to work, it's right there on the steering wheel or on the dash. She can grab it and read it as she heads to work. Yeah. And I was like, dude, she going to be thinking about you all day and just grateful for your kindness to her. Yeah. That might set the tone of her day. Yeah. But she know I love her. Yeah, she know, but you got to show her.
Exactly. And I think one thing we used to do when we just got to going through a bunch of cards, we used to give each other cards all the time. And so we were going through all these cards and reading all these cards. And I'm like, man, like we don't do that anymore. Yeah. But that's something that we used to do. Another thing you did was you did a scavenger hunt for me one time. I don't even think it was Valentine's Day. I think it was just random.
No, I think it was on Christmas. It was like Christmas morning.
You did it twice.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember the one on Christmas where I think I gave you some money and I had you do a scavenger hunt for the money or maybe some jewelry or something. What it was. But yeah, we made notes. I made notes with the boys, and you had to take the clues to get to the next clue.
Go around the house and find each clue to find the prize, and that was fun. That's something different, right? Yeah. Spontaneity. So you gotta kind of keep it live, keep it fresh, do something different. Don't do the same thing.
Don't do the same old stuff. Break out of the routine. Yeah. Do something unexpected.
Yeah. And that was totally unexpected for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we did that. So that was good. Okay. And number 7 is minimize the small things.
Yeah. Then that's dangerous. That's dangerous. When we say minimize the small things, what we're saying is you start to overlook the small things that annoy you or that create problems in the relationship. Yeah. And that's where you slowly start to lose that connection and that fire in your relationship when you don't address those things or make adjustments. And I think a lot of people tend to do that because they say, oh, it's so small, it doesn't matter. Especially, I don't think it starts when people get married. It starts when they're dating. Yeah. They overlook the small things thinking, oh, that's nothing. It won't matter. I'm not going to worry about it. I love him or I love her. It's not important. Then you get married and that small stuff is magnified. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I can't stand this about you. Oh, this gets on my nerves. Oh, I hate. And so that starts to sever, in a sense, the relationship where you're not as close as you could be because
that little thing,
the little stuff is causing you to be annoyed or frustrated with your spouse. Yeah. That small stuff. I know you're thinking about something. I already know.
I'm just thinking about myself.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and say, what is it? What is it?
Nothing.
Come on. What is it? What is it that I do that's something small that doesn't make you feel butterflies and love?
What is it? How many things you want me to list?
How many you got? How many you got?
I'll say there's one thing that just drives. I think it drives Trey crazy too.
I don't care, but I'm not married to Trey.
He said something to me about it the other day.
Trey is our son. I'm not married to him, so I don't care.
You're wiggling your toes. My God.
Because I move my toes?
Jesus. Yes. Drives me insane. I'm like, you didn't do this when we were dating.
No, you just overlooked it because you was blinded by love. And I mean, we didn't live together, so you didn't have opportunity to see my toes like that, you know?
I don't know. But Trey came in the room the other day. He was like, can you tell Daddy to come in the room? I'm trying to watch TV. And I can't watch TV because he out there wiggling his toes.
Oh.
I was like, baby, you feel my pain.
No, y'all need to get over it. It's going to be all right. It's just some toes.
But I was just like, be still.
Yeah.
You'll never be still.
But, I mean, I like to move. Bodies were made to move.
Okay.
But see, you have all of that, like the toes, what else? The chewing, what else?
What, chewing?
Yeah.
Smacking.
Smacking or whatever you said I do. All of that you said, that happens privately. But you say it doesn't make you feel all right. But here's the thing. I try to work on it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
No, I just just because you don't see the results you want to see doesn't mean I'm not working on it.
You're not working.
I'm working on it.
No, you're not. You've been saying that for 20 years.
Anyway, let's get back to helping the people. Let's get back to helping the people.
Anyway.
So well, let's bounce off of that. So what you're saying is that some of these things may not change.
Right.
Which means I have a lot of things that annoy you, but you have things that annoy me that are small things, but it doesn't go unaddressed. I'm just very forgiving. Because the Bible says love covers a multitude of fault. I got genuine love. I don't know if you. No, you don't. No, you still hold it out. No, people love, in spite of these faults, love them and allow God to help give you the ability to overcome the things that you don't like about your partner.
It's all good. I learned to deal with it.
Yeah, but I will say this, in all seriousness, we address it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something we ignore and act like it's not there.
Yeah.
You tell me the things that bother you.
Yeah.
I share with you the things that bother me. But we don't let that hinder our relationship because it's not going undealt with.
No.
And I realize you're not going to change because I want you to.
Right.
I'm not going to change because you want me to. We have to learn to love and accept one another.
Just the way they are.
Yeah. But I think don't minimize those small things. Like, address them. Have conversations about them so that you don't have this pent up frustration towards your spouse and then it comes out in other ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Your attitude or your anger comes out in other ways that really begins to damage the relationship.
Yeah.
So I think that's good.
Things.
All right. Well, listen. Thank y'all for joining us. That's 7?
That's 7.
We gave y'all 7. We're glad you stayed around to hear all 7 of these. This is not an all-conclusive list, but I think it'll bless you if you use these and then just learn your relationship and things that you need to work on to keep things hot. Keep the fire hot. Keep the spice in it. Don't lose that. It's vitally important to your relationship. Listen, if you didn't already do it, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our updated videos. Also, like this video, share this video, and give us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Tell us some things you want to hear about. You want to hear discussed, things you're dealing with. We'd be happy to discuss that and try to help you navigate. All right? Listen, we'll see y'all at the next one. Take care.
Hey, thank you for joining us for Doing It with the Daniels. If you want to keep up with everything going on our channel, don't forget to
like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.